Hello, my darlings. I hope you're doing very well. I hope you're feeling okay. I hope you're comfortable. Have you got a beverage? Do you have some snacks? If not, go get some. It's okay. We can wait. It's fine. I'll sit here and wait while you go get your snacks and your juice and whatever you need right now to be comfortable and cozy. Okay? I can wait. I've got my beverage already. Let's have a guess. What's in here? 3, 2, 1. Did you say Pepsi Max? Yes, you are correct. I know. I really should drink something else, shouldn't I? Oh my god. You know when people take like the first sip of coffee in like a TV show or a film or whatever, and they do that, that like relief moment. I get that from Pepsi Max, especially when there's like, how many ice cubes have I got in there today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ice cubes. Oh, the colder a Pepsi Max is for me, the better. It needs to be freezing so I can feel it burn my insides. It doesn't actually burn my insides. I've got very watery eyes the past few days. I don't know why. Why am I like involuntary crying right now? Like, I'm not actually crying, but my eyes are like, no, you're crying. So yes, in today's video, I am going to be doing a video series that I attempted before. I think I did one video and then I just gave up. But that is sort of a series about, it sounds very like self-centered and narcissist, I guess, but a series about me. It's my channel, it's my show, okay? Sit down, you're about to learn some things. I always say that there is more to people than their tattoos. I obviously make a lot of content about tattoos. My channel is tattoo based and it always will be. I will obviously now and then verge off and do something else because, you know, I like to do other things. You know, my life isn't just solely tattoos, believe it or not. But my channel will always be tattoo themed in some way, shape or form. I can't escape it, obviously, just because you see tattoos no matter what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of, in this video, talk about a few things about me. I feel so stupid saying this. I don't know. I'm not honestly one to talk about myself. You know, like if people bringing stuff up or whatever, I'm more of a listener. It may not seem that way because I obviously sit here on YouTube and I spout out my opinions, but in real world, I like to listen to other people. You know, I like to listen and see what they're about and listen to their life stories. I just find people interesting, okay? Anyway, this jacket is making so much noise. There's no need. And it's also like 24 degrees outside. I don't know why I'm wearing this jacket, but I just had to. Like, it's really thick and it's so cozy. It's from Teddy Fresh. Yes, my first Teddy Fresh item. I was so excited when I ordered this, honestly, because it's just, I don't know, I just love it so much. So yeah, this video will be just a brief overview of who I am and my life story and whatever. And then, you know, every now and then I'll do another video on a certain topic. So this is going to be, you know, all over the place. And we'll go from there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I want to know about you too as well, though, by the way. This isn't just all about me at the end of the day. Please let me know, you know, a little bit about you, because I always see the regular faces. I recognise so many people when, you know, you guys comment and stuff. I'm like, oh, they're here again. Feel free to put information that you're comfortable with down below. I want to know about your pets. Straight away. I want to know about your pets. No, but for real, I want to know about you know, what do you do for a job? What are your interests? What's your favourite foods? How was school for you? You know, are you in a relationship? Are you not? Are you in your hoe season? If you are, oh, please tell me all about your hoe season. But yeah, like, it would be nice to connect with you guys as well and, you know, just read about you, because I don't know much about you and I want to connect. Is it okay to use my McDonald's straw? I had a cheeseburger and chips earlier and a Coke. Can I use this straw in there? Is that okay? Is that weird? It's not an old straw. It's from earlier. You can tell by my lipstick there, but oh, I just feel it would be a bit more polite if I drank from a straw. I don't know. Anyway, let's start. Hello. As most of you will know, my real name is Lauren. It's not Treacle, but people do call me Treacle, which is fine. I don't mind. You know, if someone doesn't know my actual name or whatever, they just know me from my social media handle, that's fine. I am 32 years old. Thank you. If you think I look younger than that, bless you. You are very nice. Thank you. We can get married if you like. I was born 14th of January 1990. I am a Capricorn, and I am a true Capricorn. People always guess my star sign, and most of the time they are correct. I am quite stubborn at times, and it's I'm fiercely independent to the point where I feel like I don't need anyone, and that's horrible to say, I know, but I was kind of raised that way anyway, because my mum was a single parent, and it was a case of I witnessed her do literally everything. You know, like she don't want to be stereotypical or anything, but she did the man jobs, the woman jobs, you know, like I saw her build things, create things. She would make her own curtains. She would do up the whole of the garden all by herself. She would decorate the whole house by herself. Like, she was the definition of independent woman who don't need no man, right? And I'm talking in past tense because, as some of you may know already, but if you don't, my mum passed away in 2014. I was 24. It wasn't a fun time for me, obviously. Starting dark already, but I wanted this video to be very free flowing. I haven't written any notes or anything like that, so I'm just going with the flow. She passed away from cancer. She had cancer on and off for about 9 years. Her first diagnosis was in 2005. I was 15. You know, not the best time for your mum to have cancer when you're a teenager. I mean, there's never a good time, obviously. I'm not saying that there is, but yeah, I witnessed a lot quite young. And obviously that shapes you as a person. It made me very tough and, again, very strong, independent. Yeah, that was like a huge part of my life. And obviously losing a parent at 24, losing a parent at any age is horrific. But when she passed away, I was 24. I was working in retail part-time. It was a lot to deal with, you know, and I also had my sister who at the time didn't have a job, and I was kind of like, oh my God, like this, like, what do I do? You know? So that was something. I will probably make a more in-depth video about that whole situation, because like I was saying, I'm going to brush past a lot of things. What I would call sperm donor dad isn't in my life for many reasons. It's through choice on both parts, I would say. That is something I don't want to talk about too much. Not because I'm uncomfortable with it or that I don't want to share. It's that, should I say anything ever? Let's just say he would enjoy it. Okay, like giving him the time of day would be an amazing thing for him. Oh my God, she's talking badly about me on the internet. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's arsehole. He has gaslit. He's toxic. Oh my God. We'll move past that, okay? But yeah. So I was pretty much raised by my mum and my nan, who, again, if you've watched me for a while, will know I speak very highly of her because she was an angel. Again, in past tense, my nan passed away when I was 19. Again, that was hard to go through because, like I was saying, she pretty much raised me. So my mum worked full-time, obviously, because, you know, single parent and all of that, you know, she needed the money. So after school, I would go to my nan's house and, you know, chill out until my mum finished work. And one of her favourite films was the Snow White. That's why I have a Snow White tattoo. She was literally Snow White. She would look after all the creatures, all the birds. She loved dogs. That's where I get my love for dogs. My nan and my auntie Ina, who I talk about quite a bit in my videos, who is like, she kind of stepped in and helped me and my sister when my mum passed away. But yeah, I get my love from dogs from like my nan and my auntie. In case you didn't know, I love dogs. Let's put that in there. But yeah, my nan was an absolute saint, an angel. She was a typical grandparent. She would do anything for you, make sure you were fed. She'd let you watch whatever you wanted on TV. And she would just, you know, be sitting there doing her crossword, eating shortbread. She was just, oh, so sweet, so lovely. She was also very Scottish. She had the best accent. When she passed away, that was obviously a huge stab in the heart. And yeah, I think about her and my mum every single day. So that's a little bit about, you know, my upbringing, you know, single parent house and all of that. But my mum did the absolute most to make sure me and my sister were, you know, always fed, had clothes. You know, went on a few holidays here and there. We never went without, and we never felt like we were missing out on something. But I know it was very tough for my mum to, you know, give that to us and make sure we had these things. And, you know, at Christmas and birthdays, we always had presents. And yeah, she did the absolute most for what she could do. You know, we weren't spoiled, obviously. Like, come on, single parent income. You know, and she worked in a bank, you know, so she wasn't like balling. She wasn't, you know, like a CEO or anything. School. Should we talk about school? Oh my God, I hated school, but who didn't? Well, I didn't, like, as I look back at it, I don't actually think I hated it that much, but at the time I did. And it wasn't like my school experience as such. It was more the learning side of things. I know you shouldn't self-diagnose or anything like that, of course. I haven't been properly tested, so should I say this? Probably not. But when you know, right? All the signs are there. You know, big red arrows pointing to my brain. It's probably fair to say I have ADHD or something. You can probably tell through the way I speak, the way I'm constantly off on different tangents. A lot of editing helps my videos, trust me. I have to I'm really exposing myself right now, but the amount of times I have to cut things out and then move things around so stuff makes sense because I go off on trails, it's insane. And I'm surprised my videos even make sense half the time. It's not so bad when I do reaction videos because they're a bit more structured. But something like this, or a video where I'm sitting down talking, or, you know, oh God, it's something. School, I could not pay attention. I can only pay attention if I'm very interested in the subject. And that was none of them. Like, maths, no. I think I might also have the math dyslexia thing. Is it dyspraxia? See, I can't even speak. Because numbers, like I can do easy math, like 1 add 1, 2 add 2, you know, or I managed to learn percentages when I worked in retail, so that kind of got drilled into my head of like 50% off, and that's kind of easy for me. 20% off, that's somewhat easy. 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, all that percentages, no, don't even come at me with that. Yeah, simple maths is not my friend. I didn't do well in maths. Same with English. My spelling is atrocious. Thank God for autocorrect. That's all I can say. And my spelling and grammar and just the way I write sentences is very awful. Someone did once comment saying that they think I might have dyslexia, which was a nice comment, and if you're watching this, thank you, because the way they addressed it was very nice. And like people say, when they have dyslexia, words all get muddled up when they're reading and stuff. That doesn't really happen for me. So whether I have dyslexia or not, I don't know. I've never suspected that I had. But the attention thing, the ADHD thing would make perfect sense. My brain is continuously on. I'm continuously thinking. It never shuts up. It takes me forever to go to sleep because my brain is constantly like blah, 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 thinking about 3,000 things at once. I get bored easily. That's my favourite thing to say. I'm bored. I love films and TV shows, but the chances of me remembering what has happened while watching them, forget it. I have to watch a film like 10 times to remember what's happened because I'm constantly in my brain thinking and I'm not really paying attention. And I kind of sit here and like joke about it and laugh about it, but it's so annoying. It really is annoying to have an interest in films and TV shows, but then struggle to watch them. There's obviously a lot more to it, but again, like I was saying, I'm brushing past this. I will definitely do a dedicated video on mental health because that's another thing I've struggled with for the whole of my life. I feel like I really need to go to, what's the word? Is it a psychologist? Where you have an appointment and you sit down with like a mental health professional, not a doctor, because I've been to the doctors for this kind of thing, but Jesus Christ, what's the point, honestly? And then they kind of evaluate you. I think I need that so badly, but it's just doing it because it kind of scares me because I don't want to be like, I don't know, I don't want to know the truth. It's scary. But I have been to the actual doctors for stuff that I know I've had for as long as I can remember, which is depression and anxiety. I know that ADHD, it does have the same kind of symptoms as anxiety and depression. So it could just be ADHD, but no, because I don't know. Anyway, that's another story. But I got professionally diagnosed with anxiety and depression in 2019, but I know I've had it for, like I was saying, the majority of my life. Even looking back when I was a kid, I was very anxious, and I think the depression side kind of kicked in when I was 16, 17. But I was that person, and still am that person, that is very much in denial sometimes. Like, I've kind of accepted it now, but it was very bad to begin with, where I was like, no, I'm fine, no, nobody needs to know about this, I'm fine, this is normal, everyone feels like this, and oh, Jesus Christ. But my anxiety has calmed down a lot. It was really bad between the ages of, I want to say, like 18 to 22. That was when it was terrible. Like, I would barely leave the house and all of that. And then the depression side it just gets worse. That's been a steady decline. I am on medication, but it just doesn't do much. I don't think, like, I don't really see much of a difference. I've been on it now for like 2 years. And again, like I was saying, I need to see someone that specialises in mental health and talk to them about it. And, get to the bottom of what the hell my brain is playing at. But yeah, I will delve more into that in a specific video. I think that would be helpful for a lot of people. So let's move along. Hang on, let's have a little sip of beverage. Make sure you're hydrated, please, because where you live it might be very warm, and I don't want any of you dehydrating, okay? Let's talk about relationships. That could be interesting. Could I do a dedicated video on this? Maybe, but I don't know. I don't really, like, talking about past relationships seems just a bit meh, because that's, like, in my past. So maybe I could just brush upon this and just never mention it again. I don't know. But I had one, I guess my first proper boyfriend or whatever I had when I was 17. That only lasted about 3 months, if that. He was an absolute a-hole. But he was like the bad boy, and I'm glad I got that out of my system very quickly. Then I had a relationship from the age of 18 to 22. Looking back, it wasn't a bad relationship. The guy was honestly such a sweetheart, but we were definitely not meant to be together, He was very hyperactive, I guess is the right word to say, and I was also going through my own thing, like that's when my anxiety was at its worst, and he didn't help it, not because he was doing anything bad or because he was toxic, or no, he honestly was a nice person. But I, again, was in my denial phase and didn't want to say something was wrong. So instead of being like, oh, I'm having really bad anxiety, I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. No, you're annoying me. You're pushing me. And it was just not good. The relationship ended with him cheating on me. So some people were like, oh, well, he sounds like an arsehole. Yeah, but honestly, like, he was a very nice guy. I think it was just a bad kind of relationship. We just weren't, like I say, meant to be together. Obviously, that heartbreak sucked at the time. I don't deal with breakups very well. I don't know. I just feel very, I don't know, abandoned, I guess, and just like, wow, how can you just like drop someone? I don't know. I just find it very strange that you can be with someone and then just forget that they exist, kind of thing. I don't know. That's just it's weird for me. Obviously, no one handles breakups well, but some people just get out of breakups and they're like, well, if you don't want me, that's fine. I'll find someone else. I don't have that in me, and I really wish I did. And then I was sort of single for about over a year. And then my next relationship was like 6 years, from like 2013, I think it was, to 2019. So it was like 6 years. And I obviously was doing YouTube at that time. So if you've been watching me for a while, you'll remember that era where I kind of just disappeared for a little while. That's because I went through a breakup. Again, didn't handle it very well. Yeah, that relationship, again, it wasn't bad. We had some good times. There were some bad times. And again, looking back, I just don't think we were ever, compatible, because I was the kind of person that, wanted to go out and do things. I wanted to go on holiday. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I wanted to just have fun. And he was very much like, yeah, okay, maybe, or yeah, we'll do that soon, or yeah, whatever. It was very like, I kept having to fight. It was chance after chance after chance, and then he had the audacity to break up with me, you know, like I gave this man so many chances, and like, oh my God, you know, when you're just like, I fought for this relationship, I hung on for dear life, and then you have the audacity to break up with me. Why am I having a drunk girl moment? I'm not even, this is only Pepsi Max. Oh my God. So yeah, that was soul destroying. But you know, thank the Lord, my best friend was around and she helped me through it so much. Oh my God. I don't know where I would be without her. My best friend being Yasmin. I'm sure you may know about her. We should talk about Yasmin in a bit. Anyway, so yeah, that really destroyed my soul for a very long time. It was definitely sad girl summer that year, let me say that. Yeah, I was single for a bit, obviously, and then I met my current boyfriend, Thomas, Timmy Lulu. No, his name's Tom. But, so yeah, we've been together since January 2020, just before, you know, the pandemic hit, so that obviously, you know, the pandemic either made or break a relationship, and to start a new relationship in a pandemic obviously was a bit like, whoa, okay, so we obviously went through that together. Obviously the pandemic's still around, but you know what I'm saying, like, life is a bit more livable now. I've said this to a couple of people, but I think my relationship with Tom is the best relationship I've ever been with. It's healthy. We want the same things. You know, Tom's kind of adventurous. He's like, yeah, okay, let's go out and do this. Yeah, you want to stay somewhere for a weekend? Let's go. Let's do that. You want to travel? That's cool. We can do that. We have the same kind of energy. He's a bit more chaotic than me though, but he's a Sagittarius. Need I say any more? Get on with his family very well. Like his mum and dad are just so, oh, they're so lovely. And it's just weird because I've never had that in a relationship before. It's just so different. And his sister as well, she's been in a couple of my vlogs. You know, she stays here. This is pretty much her bedroom. Some people think that this room is like my actual bedroom. No, this is just my filming room, the spare room. But when Tom's sister stays, she'll sleep on this bed back here. It does stretch out to a double. It looks like there isn't much room here at all, but the lens I use makes everything look very weird. But yeah, this stretches out and it goes to the door frame, which is about here. So yeah, there's all that room there. But his sister, you know, we're like this. It's just so weird. Like, we hang out, we have so much fun. Me and Tom's sister and his mum, we've been to a couple of like drag shows. We stayed in Brighton one weekend and had the most amazing time. I'm like forever grateful for this relationship because I'm just like, wow, like this is so fun. I'm so happy in this relationship. You know, because I don't have much of a family dynamic as such. Like, I have, you know, aunties and what have you, but obviously with my nan passing, my mum passing, my dad not in my life or whatever, like, I don't have much of a family dynamic, but it feels so nice to be included in their family stuff, if that makes sense, like to hang around with his mum, sister and dad and whatever. Yeah, Tom is great. I don't want to say too many nice things because that's just not us. Me and Tom have been living together since when was it? 2020? It was like November 2020, which is pretty quick to move in and live together with someone. But I was living with my sister at the time when me and Tom got together. And me and my sister get on much better now. I need to like stress that right now. We get on so much better now. But when we were living together, it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And it was just a very toxic environment. Because we're very opposite. I'm very chilled and relaxed. It may not seem that way because of like the way I am in videos when I like, you know, I'm very passionate about my opinions or whatever. But trust me, out of this kind of environment, I'm very chilled, very relaxed. I'm like, yeah, cool, do whatever you want. You do you. And my sister is very, ooh, you know, like everything's like, ooh, constantly, you know, she's very, I guess the best way to put it is fiery, you know, and we just didn't work out because I was just too like laid back, I'm chill, and she's just like, ah. There was moments there where I was just like, I cannot live here anymore, I cannot do this anymore. I did start looking at, you know, moving out by myself, but the house that me and my sister lived in was the house that my mum lived in. So when she passed away, the house was given to us kind of thing. There was like no mortgage on it or whatever. So we didn't have to pay for that. We just paid for our bills. And yeah, the thought of like moving out by myself was kind of scary. And then there'd be an argument about, it was always silly stuff as well. Like she didn't understand my job as such. So I've been doing YouTube full time for 4 years now. And for the majority of that time, it's been, like, she just doesn't like the whole social media thing and the fact that I do this for a job, to be honest. She always was that kind of person that was like, it's not a real job, or get a real job. And I had a real job before it. I was working in retail for many, many years beforehand. So it's not like I've never had a real job. I'd had many jobs. I'd worked in a bar. I did hair dressing. I was like an apprentice for a bit there. But she was like, oh, you need to get a real job. No one cares about you. Oh, that's it. Go and talk to your followers. Go to talk to people that you'll never meet. And all of that. It was just very, very toxic and just awful. Some people speculated it was because I wasn't making enough money to pay for it. No. It was never about money. Let me just stress that, okay? Please and thank you, Jesus Christ. It was just a very toxic environment to be in. But we're much better now, which is great. And, we talk somewhat daily now, mainly just sending each other TikToks or whatever. I recently went back to the house to sort out my room and give it a good old clear out, because obviously I've been living here for a year and a half now and I still had stuff there. So she was like, do you want your stuff? Like, what should we do with it? So we got a skip and just threw away a lot of things. Let's talk about my best friend Yasmin. Oh my god, we all know a lovely Yasmin. She is the star of this channel, let's face it. We met in 2009 we met. So that's I think we've been friends for 13 years? Nearly 13 years. In September I think it will be 13 years we've been friends for. And as you guys can see, we are just the biggest peas in pods. Biggest peas in pods? We are 2 peas in a pod. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But yeah, we have been friends for that long. She has seen me go through absolutely everything. I've seen her go through a lot of things as well. And we have, been through it all together. We've got so many memories together, and she's pretty much like, she's a part of my family now. I have seen a lot of comments like this, but everyone says everybody needs a Yasmin, and it's so true. Everybody needs a Yasmin in their life. Me and Yasmin are very opposite as well. She's very fiery, very intense sometimes. Like, don't argue with her. We've never had like a proper argument or anything like that, and it's mainly I just can't be asked because I know she would batter me. She would proper knock me the hell out. There's just no thank you. Like, But it's weird because I'm very much a suffer in silence type. And so is she. Like, she's been through a lot. So we're quite good friends because we have the same mentality of like, okay, well, so we've been through this, and, now what do? We get through it. We get on with life. Yasmin, she'll say how she feels right there and then. As for me, I will let it stew. But I have a ticking time bomb in me, if that makes sense. So, like, I'm chill. And then I can just blow the fuck up. Like I'm saying, I'm a true Capricorn. I'm quite stubborn. And there has been times when I've given people chances again and 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 again. And then I'll get to the point where I'm like, all right, well, you've screwed me over 1,000 times, so I literally don't want you in my life anymore. And I have cut people off like that. Not like that because I've given them chance after chance after chance. But if I get to that point where I'm like, cut you out, you are never, and I mean this, you are never, ever coming back into my life. And it's happened a few times. God, I feel like I've been talking about myself forever, and I actually have. That's so rude of me. Let's talk about interests real quick. Obviously, like I was saying, I have a huge interest in TV, films, and all of that. I love like the behind the scenes with cinema. I watch a lot of behind the scenes stuff on YouTube. I love to see how films are made. I love to see how people edit. I find all of that extremely fascinating. I love special effects, whether it's, CGI, the like camera trickery, makeup effects, all of that. I find it fascinating. I always have. I studied media in school and in college. And now I do my own filming and editing. Even though it's a one-man show, I have 1 camera, 2 lights. I edit on Final Cut Pro. I'm living my best life. I also have a huge interest in music. I've always been a huge music lover. My music taste, while it has changed quite a bit since meeting Tom, yeah, I've always been very into music ever since I was a kid. I remember getting my first little radio and I would listen to the top 40. I'm showing my age now, but I would listen to the top 40 on this little radio. And then with a cassette tape, I would record, bootleg the songs from the top 40 onto a tape, and then I would play it back and I'd be like dancing in my room non-stop. I had this like little disco ball that I would plug in. I'd make my room very dark, and oh god, it gets worse. And then I would record my own radio shows as well through this little cassette tape, because the speakers somehow had a microphone in it. So I'd press record, and for the song I'd turn like the radio off kind of thing, and then I'd be like, and that was Spice Girls. Please. Some people are very into music, some people are not. It always shocks me when people are like, nah, I don't really care about music. And I'm like, wait, what? My favourite genres, well, for growing up, I obviously liked, Spice Girls, because, I am a 90s child. I started liking dance house music from a very young age. When you'd go to like a wedding or a school disco and then the dance music section would come on, I was in my element. Oh my god, I loved it. I absolutely loved just feeling bass and then seeing all these lights. Like, I was a raver child from a very young age. I don't know where it comes from. Dance music, house music, trap music, drum and bass, dubstep, all of that. Like, the more obnoxious the better, in my opinion. Like, I'd like to hear filthy bass music. Oh my god. But my music taste now is, it's not calmed down, I'm not gonna lie. What's the point? I still listen to a lot of that stuff, but I listen to a lot more hip-hop now, I would say. R&B. Two of my favourite artists are Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, the Creator. Oh my lord, Kendrick Lamar's Glastonbury performance had me in goosebumps. It was so good, and I managed to get tickets to his concert that's in December time this year, and that is literally a lifelong dream, because I have been listening to Kendrick Lamar for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. I would love to see Tyler, the Creator, but he doesn't seem to do that many tours in the UK anyway. I think he got banned once, actually. Tom has got me into a lot more metal. It's not that I didn't listen to, emo metal rock music before I met him. Like, there was a few songs here and there that I liked, but he showed me the way, because I find rock and metal very overwhelming, and especially, this applies to every music genre obviously, but there is so much scandals going on within the rock, metal, emo community when it comes to bands and band members being disgusting, and it's just like, what's safe to listen to? Because I've been so far removed from it that I don't know what's safe to listen to or whatever. So Tom's just like, right, this band's good, this band's not. But my favourite band is Sleep Token. Tom showed me Sleep Token, and I have been a fan ever since I witnessed them live. I think, was it last year? It might have been last year. I think it was last year. But oh my gosh, if you've never heard of or listened to Sleep Token's music, I beg that you do. It's so good. They make music that's like pretty like metal, but then a couple of their songs are kind of chill, easy to listen to. Other things I like to listen to are true crime podcasts. This is weird, I guess, but they're like my bedtime listening devices. My favourite true crime podcasts are Mile Higher, then Murder with My Husband, and then Crime Weekly, I think it's called. I like that sort of duo kind of podcast. They kind of all have this, Mile Higher, both, so Kendall and her husband, Josh, kind of collaborate and tell a true crime story. Murder with My Husband is one of those things where the wife tells a true crime story to her husband, and her husband doesn't really like true crime and finds it all very bizarre and what have you. Obviously, it's mainly about murder, so yeah. But I like that kind of dynamic, because he's like, wait, what? Crime Weekly is kind of like that as well. It's definitely Harlow, who does a lot of true crime videos on YouTube anyway. And then she's with this guy, what's his name, Derek something, who has worked in crime for, many years. I think he's a retired police officer or detective or something. So he puts his input from like a legal stance. Then I get sometimes far too into it, and then I don't sleep because I'm sitting there listening to the whole thing like, oh my god, like, ew, what? There's something about a true crime podcast. But the thing is, I never really listened to podcasts before because, like I was saying, I have a very bad attention span. But it's, I don't know, like lately I've been able to really concentrate on them and able to listen. I don't know. Other interests, I'm not much of a gamer, I guess. Like Sims. Sims will always be one of my favourite games of all times. I don't care. Okay, some people are like, Sims isn't a game. But I love it. I love The Sims so much. Mortal Kombat is one of my favourite PlayStation games of all time. Oh, there's one game that I miss so much, but I just don't want to start playing again because it will just take too many of my hours away, which is World of Warcraft. I played on and off for like 10, 12-ish years. But, oh my god, I miss World of Warcraft so much sometimes because, like I would play a lot when I was in college and what have you. Or around that time, so when I was like 19 or 18, 19, 20, 21. And I would just make a playlist of music and then I would be playing World of Warcraft. I'd be in battlegrounds doing like PvP and stuff like that. And they were like the best times of my life, I swear to God. It sounds so silly, but just zoning in and just playing a game in your own little world, in your own little safe space was some of the best times, honestly. And I met some amazing people on that game. And we just always had fun. Another weird interest I've always had, you may know about this, is extreme weather. Don't ask, okay? But I have seen a lot of documentaries on extreme weather, TV shows. One of my favourite TV shows of all time is Storm Chasers with Reed Timmer. I don't think anyone knows what I'm talking about right now. I love the energy Reed Timmer had for tornadoes and all of that. But yeah, I just find extreme weather fascinating. I find earthquakes fascinating, volcanoes. And it's not because I like that they, destroy people's lives or anything. Don't get it twisted. But like nature, like Mother Nature, I don't know. It's just fascinating to me that our planet can do all of this, with the earthquakes, the volcanoes, and then like a tornado. Like you have this like wind funnel just like doing things. I find it fascinating. I'm also very much into decorating, home decor. I love having seasons or themes with my home decor. So for those that care, January to about September time, it's kind of just the usual botanical. I have lots of fake plants all over the place. Everything looks kind of normal. And then Halloween season, autumn season happens between September and the 1st of November. And that's when, oh boy, I love decorating for like Halloween and autumn so much. Oh my god, I can't even explain just how exciting it is for me. And then of course November is it goes back to normal, and then for December it's Christmas. Like I just find it very exciting just changing things around in the house. I sound like so boring. And another thing I love at the moment is decorating outside. I'm having the best time putting plants into pots. Like who knew I would find that, fun. So I'm really enjoying doing that at the minute. That's another one of my interests. But other than that, I'm actually kind of boring. What else can I talk about? I feel like that might be the gist of things. Oh, I love food. I'm sure you can tell that though. My favourite food is, I think my ultimate favourite food is lasagna. Oh, I love lasagna, but I don't eat it that often though. I love sushi. I really am in a sushi world right now. Cannot stop eating it. Obviously I love pizza. Like come on now, like I love pizza so much. Chips, I love a chip. Fries for Americans, and I like chips as in like the crisps, the hard ones, the flavour, like Lay's and Walkers and Doritos and all of that. And broccoli is weirdly one of my favourite foods. I fucking love broccoli. There is no need to taste that good. Like that comes from the ground. You taste delicious. My favourite drink is obviously Pepsi Max. Hello, good morning, afternoon, whatever. My favourite cocktails are strawberry daiquiri and mojitos, and just like fun cocktails, like a bubblegum something or a candy floss something. But I'm honestly not much of a drinker at all. Like barely ever, to be honest with you. My favourite colour is a deep dark red. I feel like I'm on a dating profile now. My favourite colour is like a deep dark red, like maroon. I do like a forest green as well. Oh, and travel. That's another thing. I want to see as much of the world as I most possibly can. There's so many places in the world that I would love to go to. Hopefully I get to do that, you know, like there's so many places in America I want to visit. So many places in Europe I want to visit. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to New Zealand. I would love to go to Japan. Obviously, as a heavily tattooed person, it's kind of a bit like... I'm that person that just wants to see and experience everything. But the places I've been to so far, I guess, it's not really like a huge list, I would say, in comparison to a lot of people that travel a lot. I've been to Mallorca, Corfu, Lanzarote, France, like 3 times, I think it is, 4 times, Dubai 3 times, Scotland, Wales, Switzerland, Florida, Amsterdam, Brussels. That's about it, I think. I might have missed 1 or 2 there. Yeah, there's so many other places that I would love to go to. I don't know, I think that might be it. Like I was saying, like this is a very wishy-washy video. Like I'm brushing over a lot of things, but I can definitely do dedicated videos. List your suggestions down below if you want a dedicated video on a certain topic or whatever. That would be cool. And don't forget to put a little bit about you down below, just so I can get to know you a little bit better. And yeah, okay, I shall leave now. So until my next video, I hope you all stay safe and well. And until then, bye.